Hello, this is the Kemah Channel Man, and today I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking to you about one of my favorite tools that helps me catch a lot more fish, and that's Google Earth. Google Earth is an effective resource to not only help you find good fishing spots, but it'll also help you keep a record of where you catch good fish so you can begin to understand how to pattern fish, track fish, and their migrations. So stay tuned. I'm going to walk you through how to use Google Earth to help you become a better fisherman and catch more fish. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. So now, as you can see on my screen, I pulled up the Galveston Bay, Trinity Bay area coming out of the Gulf of America. And these fish, they travel in and out of this area, and this is a vast area. So what I'm going to do is just really break down the Kemah area, which I'm going to zoom in. So one thing that's unique about Kemah, which makes it very effective, is you have this deep Kemah channel that comes in here and it feeds into the Clear Lake area. So what I've done is I've used Google Earth. I go back in time and I locate times of low tide. But also you can use your graph, which I rely heavily on my electronics. And I graph these areas to find out where there's depressions, deep spots, shallow spots, rock piles. But over time, I'm going to show you how I've broken this down. But you can start keeping track of where these fish migrate in and out of this area by making copies of Google Earth images and tracking where you catch fish, and you'll begin to understand how they migrate, what their pattern is, and how to catch them. Okay, so here's an example of what I've done just to break down the Kemah and Clear Lake area. As I've gone in and while I've graphed, I've made a list of different structures in different sections from the Kemah Channel all the way back into Clear Creek. And so I designate areas, and then I go back into the Google Earth and I make copies of the images that match up to each one of those areas. And I start making note of where I catch fish basically over 7 pounds. And I'm going to break this area down just to give you a good example. So what I've done here to show how fish migrate in and out of Tater Lake, or not Tater Lake, but Clear Lake from the Kemah Channel, as I locate some of these structures that I've highlighted in that original page, I'll start putting red dot every time I catch a fish over 7 pounds. And you'll start noticing how these fish travel in and out of the Clear Lake area, and also you'll begin to see clumps of red dots that'll show you where these fish actually feed. Now they may stage out in the middle or along the edges in some of this 6 to 8 feet of water during the day, but then when they decide to feed and they move in close to some of these rock piles and docks and other structures, you'll begin to know where to focus your time. Instead of just dropping the trolling motor or drifting and covering 2 miles of water, you'll be able to focus in on the key areas that hold fish when they're feeding. This will help you catch a lot more fish. So please don't overlook Google Earth, because it is just as an effective tool as your electronics or your fishing rods or the bait that you use. It will help you catch a tremendous amount of fish, and more importantly, it'll help you understand how fish travel in and out of areas, where they feed, and then when you figure that out, then you can figure out what you need to use to catch them. So I hope this tip helps you, and good luck to you.